Alright, so this is the stupidest wiring that I've ever had to deal with. And after many hours of not being able to find a wiring diagram and not knowing where everything goes, I had to pull the whole harness out and just trace all the wires to see where they went. Because if you're buying aftermarket taillights like these from eBay, when you buy them, they come with this white connector. And this white connector only comes with a 5-pin harness. It doesn't come with the 6-pin harness. I'll show you in this one. This is an example. So that's how they come. These are the LED ones, and they only have 5 connectors. Well, the OEM ones, they have 6. And so when we plug in the brand new, let me see if I can focus. So when I plugged in the brand new taillights, the LED taillights, I hooked up the left side and the right side, and only the left side was working. So on this side, the taillights, reverse, everything was working except for the taillights. Did I say that right? Yeah. On this side, everything was working except for the taillights. On this side, everything was working. I also noticed that the license plate light bulbs stopped working as well. And, well, only the ones on this side. So the license plate bulb on this side and the tail light on this side weren't working, but the ones on the left side were actually working. And that was really confusing. And after many hours of just like tracing wires, checking power and everything, what I was able to find is that the whole, well, I have the harness like this, but the whole right side of this car, the tail light and the license plate light, run off of the left side tail light. I know it's really confusing to explain, but I'll try to explain it as best I can. So the right license plate light runs off of the right tail light, but if the right tail light's not getting power because it doesn't have the extra pin, it wasn't turning on. So this wasn't the license plate. The license plate bulb wasn't working because this one wasn't working, and this one wasn't working because this side didn't have the extra pin. And what I managed to do is on the OEM ones, I depinned the connector. I took one of the pins out and I installed it into the right side. That way I'm getting the power that it's supposed to be getting to the right tail light, and I spliced it into the gray wire. This is really confusing to explain, but yeah. So I depinned the OEM connector and I put it right here in the slot that it was empty, and then I ran it off of the wire in the middle because that's the tail light power, and that way I got my right tail light to work, and the right tail light powers the right license plate bulb. But then I noticed that the right license plate bulb wasn't working anyways, even though it was getting power. And then I noticed that it wasn't getting ground, and that's because on this right side it's also missing a pin, and the pin that it's missing on this side is going to be the ground pin. So I'm going to have to do the same thing, depin the original one and put it on the slot that's empty, and then on this side it doesn't go to the one in the middle, doesn't go to the gray one, it's going to go to another ground wire. So I'm going to depin this wire, put the pin right here and splice it into one of the grounds, and that way the license plate light on the right side is going to get ground and everything's going to work. So yeah, it was a pain in the ass to figure all this shit out, but that's just how it is. So on this side, on the left side, you gotta pin it and splice it to the middle wire so you can get tail lights on that side. And on this side, you gotta pin it on this side and splice it to the ground so the right license plate works. Yep. So I hope that shit helped. Probably didn't, but at least you won't be as clueless as I was, and you can make sense of this. You can also comment, and I'll try to explain it as best I can.